Hello there, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the Objectively Bad podcast. It's your boy Dan here with Chad once again, and I got some bad news for you. Mr. Big Lankman Dan is sick with a cold this week. I haven't slept very much because when I get sick, I do this weird thing where like I kind of just sleep for like 2 hours at a time throughout the day randomly whenever I fall asleep. So it's currently 12:30 p.m. I've been awake since 2 a.m. I think roughly. We just got done recording some of the Criminal Mastermind Challenge video. Still ages away, but we're getting there. And yeah, that's why I have massive bags under my eyes that look kind of like shit. But yeah, I have a cold, which is, you know, good timing because we're talking about the Winter Olympics, which is in fact a cold thing.
It's a cold thing.
Snow and shit, you know?
Yeah.
That's how it is.
There's a lot of snow typically in the Winter Olympics. I think almost everything includes snow or ice. I'm trying to think if there's something that doesn't. I think they're all snow and ice related.
I would assume so. Otherwise, they could just be in the normal Olympics, and there'd just be no point for them.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, I've got my closest skier get up that I could possibly get. On.
True. Yeah, you got the beanie on.
Yeah, mainly not because I wanted to actually look like a winter person. It's like 28 degrees here today. Mainly because my hair looks like shit, and this is as good as I can get up. It's kind of it.
Gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah. I did initially have my goggles on, but I don't know. They made me look a little odd.
Well, now I want to see it. For the listeners, Dan is putting the glasses on. Yeah, you do look a little odd, don't you?
They make my eyes look a little bit too far apart. Like, just a smidge. Yeah,
they do make you look just a little not even cross-eyed, but just a little bug-eyed almost.
And while it's better for my eyes to have them on because it's not as bright, but I feel like the aesthetic of them being just up there's a little better.
It's a really good like accessory more than it is like a tool.
Yeah, I mean, I usually have. I mean, like you can't. I mean, it's on my character. Like
yeah,
there, it's on his eyes. Basically, I think we mentioned the Winter Olympics briefly last episode. They've been going on for like a week or two now, roughly. I think.
Yeah.
And
closer to 2 weeks.
Who knows? Yeah, I know you're a lot more interested in them than I am. I have like a very small outside interest about some of the drama that goes on around it, but I don't really partake in the watching of Olympics that often. So most of the topics this episode you've come up with, and you're going to be leading us through this wonderful winter journey.
Wonderful winter wonderland.
Where are we starting, Chad? What are we talking about?
So big controversy. Controversy.
Big.
You know, an issue a lot of us have. Big controversy. Big controversy.
Yes.
That's still big. The Olympic Committee, you know, they're realists. They know that they had to do it. They put everyone together. They gave everyone, I think they gave out like 10,000 condoms.
No, it's 100,000. I'm pretty sure.
100,000 condoms. They gave out a ton, like a lot. And they've run out already.
Yeah, just to add context, if you don't know what happens at the Olympics, typically it's hosted in like one city, and there's an Olympic village always where all the athletes stay, just like a bunch of hotels and shit. And it's very known that the athletes are, and apparently it is 10,000.
Okay.
The athletes are known for getting it on because they're all fit, attractive young people. They get horny.
Yeah. They're like the top athletes in the world. They're all young. Like they'll range from like even teenagers to like probably 30. I think I saw someone was in their like 50s. I think it was curling.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But like it's a real sport. But yeah, they in 3 days they ran out of all of their condoms, which I mean, here's the deal. That's like an Olympic record right there. Like they're the best at what they do. If that includes going through condoms.
Yeah, I mean, I saw that the Summer Olympics gave out 300,000, so maybe they were underestimating it with 10K.
Damn. Maybe. I feel like the Winter Olympics is smaller though than the Summer Olympics.
It is.
Like,
it definitely
there's
is
more events.
But it's still like,
But
I feel like there's still many horny athletes. And
sure.
if anything, I'd argue there'd be more of the I'm trying to think of,
bang
of an
bang?
analogy for sex, yeah. Because it's cold, so I feel like they're just going to want to stay inside after events
gotta
and like
warm each
snuggle
other
up.
up.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
True.
that's been a big talking point. It's funny though, because
Yeah.
I see these people talk about, oh yeah, they gave out so many condoms because they don't want, all these people to be born. What if we were like, hey, let's not give out any condoms so we can have superhumans being born here? You have all the
True.
the best athletes on the planet in like one space. They could give birth
You
to
would
like,
get super Olympians.
yeah,
I will say, this might be pushing it. I feel like the archetype of a person who is the best at what they do oftentimes isn't going to be a good parent. I'm not saying you can't be an Olympian and you can't be a good parent. Like, they can happen. But I feel like you take people who are like all they do is this thing. All they do is, they throw their entire lives into curling, or they throw their entire lives into snowboarding. All they do is snowboard. Will they have time for a child?
that's why we force them all to have kids and then give them away to other parents.
Oh, okay. So we give them away to like people that are like known good parents.
Yeah.
But then they can like see their parent. The kid can see the Olympian parents every once in a while, but they're not raised by them.
Sure.
I'm okay with that. I think that's a good compromise.
Yeah. Or we have every single Olympic village just be a giant like orgy fest, so you can't possibly know who the parents are, and we don't allow them genetic testing. So then it's like it's a guessing game,
Everyone's just having so much sex that they're like, who's the father? It's like, I don't know.
Couldn't tell you, man.
Everyone had sex with everyone else.
We have the biggest Jeremy Kyle show of all time.
Yeah.
Do you know what that is?
Not at all.
I think there's an American version of it. The Jeremy Kyle show. It was a show in England that lasted for a while, and like one of the biggest parts of it was like getting on a male and a female, and like the female, I don't know why I'm saying male, female. The man and the woman would have like a kid. And basically, the main plot that would happen often is like the woman would be trying to get the man to admit that he's the father, and the man would be like, hey, I'm not the father. But then they'd do genetic testing, and either he would or wouldn't be the father, and depending on the reaction, there'd be celebrations or there'd be misery. And there's definitely an American version of it.
There is. It's the Maury Povich show.
Maury, yes.
Yeah. Yep. I was like, you started saying that, and I.
Yeah, you just get a giant version of that, basically.
Okay.
For the Olympic kid.
Could be fun.
Yeah.
Could be fun.
How about this? How about the Super Olympian kid? If they grow up to be an Olympian and they win a gold medal, the gold medal allows them to get genetic tests so they can find out who their parents are.
Oh, so they have the motive too.
Exactly.
They have a reason to become an Olympian, and they have the genes to become an Olympian.
Exactly.
So it's perfect.
I think
they might live a terrible life.
Yeah. And not to mention the thousands of kids that will never win a medal and just don't get to know.
Yeah.
They just have to live with that.
Also, that'd be a crazy thing if you're like a genetic testing company, and one of the checkmark boxes is like, is your mom an Olympian? And if you check it, they're like, nah, sorry, can't do it for you. But otherwise, you can get a DNA test.
Yep.
I like that idea.
I think this should be a thing. I'm going to start a new company.
We should make it a thing. We should go up to the Olympic Committee and say, hey, I got a money-making business for you.
You know what? I don't think we even have to talk to them. We just go punch a bunch of holes in the condoms and we're good.
That also works.
Yeah, it's not
ethical. No one will
ever
notice.
But who cares?
Oh, it's not ethical at all. But, sometimes you got to do what you got to do for the betterment of the world. And this is the one thing that will save the world.
Exactly. There are too many... Not even to worry about the stupid people. There are too many unathletic people. It is the biggest ick when I see like a teenage to adult man and he has no sense of coordination on a sports field. It is like the biggest concern ever. Like, I have known so many people in my life that are like, you think they're just a regular dude, a guy that could throw a baseball or kick a football, and you go out and they just have no control over their limbs, and you want to bury them on the spot. It's oh.
I watched a coworker run, and the best way to describe him, if you want to look this up for yourself, is he runs like a water lizard.
Yes.
Which is kind of just flailing the arms and legs. It was quite entertaining.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There are definitely...
So...
just on that point, there are definitely like some genetic elements to it, but I think there are some sports and activities that if you don't do by a certain age, you're just never going to be good at.
Yeah, it's like a coordination thing. If you never, I mean, honestly, it applies to a lot of things. Of like, if you never throw, if you're a righty and you never throw with your left hand, I don't think I'd be good at throwing something with my left hand, at least off the rip. But I could throw something with my right hand super easily.
Yeah,
and I feel like it's kind of the same in the way of like, you just don't run a lot as a kid. When you run later in life, it might be awkward.
I think the one that gets me the most that I sometimes see on like TikTok, and I've seen it in real life as well, is that there's some people that don't know how to jump.
Yeah.
That really baffles me. When like people just they jump and they get maybe like 5 centimeters off the ground, and I'm like, what do we? You know you can bend your knees, right? Like you can
bend those knees. I think the best jumping is without your knees. I do think I could jump higher than 5 centimeters.
Oh, I can too.
Using my knees,
but like just to get that bit of extra lift, like you can use them, and people just don't
use
for some
them
reason.
knees. You got them. Most people.
Like I think like anyone below the age of like 40 should be able to jump at least 30 centimeters into the air.
I think that's fair.
And a lot can't. And that concerns me.
I mean, I feel like if they're like really heavy, like hitting like 300, 400, 500
that's
pounds,
fair.
and they probably
I've seen people of very healthy weights not been able to jump, and it's worrying.
That's also true. Well, back to people who can jump. Today we're here to discuss the Olympics. Dan has stated last week, and maybe even the week before, I can't really remember, that he's not a fan. He was saying, if it's not football, I don't give a shit. He said, if you do any other sport besides football, you're a bum and a loser, and you should stop doing what you're doing.
Okay,
those are all words he said. So all words that Dan said.
Kind of putting words in my mouth there. Okay, even on the point of me not being a fan of the Olympics, it's not that I'm not a fan. It's not that I'm not a fan. It's just that I'm not a fan. Like I'm just indifferent to it. I don't hate it.
Neutral to
I don't dislike it. I'm just indifferent. Like if the Olympics stopped happening ever again, I would not care, like at all. It would not change my life. It would not change anything about my enjoyment of the world. It's something that happens. If there are some cool moments or memes or drama that comes out of it, fine. I am never, ever going to sit down and watch the Olympics like live on television.
Damn. I will, and I have.
Just never going to.
I'll get into my points, because not that I'm gonna try to convince you. I've also met you, and nothing's gonna change. But I'm gonna try to convince you, and if not, I'm gonna try to convince the user. I will say, when the Olympics are not going on, summer or winter, I'm not paying attention. I'll put that out there. But I think the Olympics are kind of a perfect like casual sport to view, especially for someone who doesn't actually watch any sports. Because it's on constantly for like the entire time the Olympics are going on. A lot of times there's reruns, but there's so many events going on. There's always something. Sure, you're cutting to commercials, but like if you're watching like the NFL, I think there's a stat somewhere. I saw a stat. I'm trying to remember the exact number. It's going to be in the range of like from when the ball gets kicked off at the start to the game being fully over, the percentage of time actually played is like 15% or like 11 or something like that. Yeah. Because football is a stop and go sport, but also there's so many timeouts. There's so many breaks. Like the clock is running a lot of times when you're not actually playing. So you'll like the Super Bowl, the biggest sport in the world, the most people watch it by viewing rate. It's definitely not anything else.
I'm sorry.
It's definitely statistically not anything else. It's the Super Bowl, Dan.
You know,
no one watches anything more.
You know, like a Premier League match that happened 2 weeks ago between City and Liverpool had double the views of the Super Bowl, right?
Did it actually?
I'm pretty sure.
I mean, I was being facetious.
I'm pretty sure the City Liverpool game had like 900 million views, and the Super Bowl had like 400 million.
I kind of don't believe that, honestly. I'm looking it up.
I saw that. Don't know the confirmation of it. I wouldn't be shocked if City Liverpool had more in the Super Bowl. And also, the one thing I'll say about the Super Bowl, it is heavily carried by like the ads and halftime show. If that didn't exist, it would get less than half the viewership.
Oh, it's carried by it being a spectacle for sure.
Yeah, that's. I think that's part of my thing with the Olympics partially, but Super Bowl as well, is that like people watch it because it's an event. They don't watch it because they necessarily care for the sport as much as they do for the it being like a special moment, right? Like I will watch football because I like watching football. If you only watch football because the World Cup is a massive thing, I mean, I'm not going to criticize you for watching it. Have fun, but like it's different from being a fan of the sport. You're a fan of the moment that you're sharing with people rather than the actual thing that's being played. Like watching the Olympics is cool, but like you said just previously, you're not watching the 100-meter trials throughout the year. You're not watching people practicing ski jump. You're only watching it because it's the Olympics. If the Olympics ceased to exist, but 100-meter tournaments and marathons still happen, you would never watch it. That's why I don't think it's as interesting as people make it out to be.
Sorry, I was just reading stuff. I was listening, but I was looking off to the side. I agree. You're not ever really watching it. You're not paying attention. But I think while the Olympics goes on, I think it's really fun in the way of you get to watch a sport you've probably never watched before. I genuinely watched the second half of a curling match because that's just when I started. And I was in it. I was looking up how curling was how it worked. I was watching the strat. Honestly, curling, I'm going to give it a lot of props. It's a more interesting sport than I thought it was because there's a lot of strategy. You throw like 8, they're called stones. I'm going to give you terminology. You're going to learn stuff today.
Okay.
The big circle, the whole circle is called the house. And then the middle is called the button. You throw 8 stones. They throw the first couple stones and it's not even hitting the house. I'm like, these fucking schmucks. And the commentator's like, yes, nice defensive play. And I'm like, wait, hold up. They're pulling defensive plays out here. There's like legit strategy to curling. It's not just a bunch of drunk guys just like chucking a stone. I think there's something exciting about seeing something you don't always see. It's kind of like how the World Cup is so exciting. Obviously, like a lot of people really love soccer, but it's also you don't get to see these matchups all the time. And I feel like it's similar with the Olympics. You get to see stuff that like you don't get to see it all. Look, if curling was on all the time, would I be as interested? Maybe not. But it's pretty fun. Yeah. Also, I feel like the Winter Olympics, especially, you get a lot of trick sports. Like you get like snowboard half pipe and like big jumps and like all these things. You get figure skating, which is not that it's not a sport, but it feels more like an art than it does.
Yeah, for sure.
Like a sport competition. It's not to say it's not athletic because they're extremely athletic. A guy won by doing a fucking backflip on ice, which is insane.
Which was banned for years, by the way. They weren't allowed to do it.
Yeah.
Okay, just a point I'll mention. I think, like I said, I'm happy seeing clips and stuff from the Olympics. It's just for me sitting down and spending time consuming it like directly on TV is not for me as much, just because I'm not as interested. Going back to your point about like experiencing something different, I think this is where we're different as people. And to be honest, I think you probably have a better approach to it, but I can't change how my brain works. And the analogy I'll give you, and we've talked about this before, is that for me, when it comes to food, I like going for the things I know I like because I don't want to take a risk getting something and then not liking it. Like if I'm going to McDonald's, I will get the same thing every single time because I don't want to go get something, try something new and not like it. Same with sport. I watch football all the time because I know I enjoy it. I don't want to waste my time watching something, maybe hoping for it to be good or bad. But it's the risk of it. I'm just like, I'd rather just be safe and enjoy the stuff I enjoy. I know that's probably a worse approach to life because like you don't get to experience as many different things. That's how I am.
That is the most lukewarm risk you could ever fucking take. Oh man, I don't want to watch the Olympics because I don't know if I'll like it, bro.
That's not actually how I think.
You're allowed your own opinion, but
I was giving like a rough analogy.
Okay.
I'm not actually sitting here going, the Olympics seem interesting, but I don't want to take the risk. No, I don't think like that. Honestly, I didn't even know the Olympics was happening this year. I'm so like just zoned out of that whole entire realm of sport. Like I don't know what's going on half the time. I didn't know the Super Bowl was happening until literally the day before. Unless it's literally,
I mean, you're
unless
not
it's
American.
Football, I'm not locked into so many like other things. With the Olympics, I am genuinely just indifferent. If I see cool stuff, cool. That's about it. Like, I don't know why, because I do like sport. I love playing sport, but just watching it just does not interest me as much at all.
For me, it's been a really good like background thing of like, I'll watch it, but like as the viewers know, I've been playing a lot of Pokemon lately. I am currently shiny hunting Rayquaza. We're going to see how long that lasts, because I might give up. Or I might not. I'm not entirely certain. It's a long, arduous task. And the odds are like 1 in 8,192 every single time I try to get it that he'll be shiny. But also he looks really cool. Anyways, we can come back to that later. It's a really like... It's kind of a nice like put on in the background. It's also... It's always going to be positive. There's always going to be something going on. Like it's like a lot of people put news on in the background. I think this is a far better alternative.
Yeah, definitely.
Because the news is sad a lot of times, and I don't want that. I don't know, man. It's like a fun, exciting time of like, I go to work and we have TVs at work. I don't have to think about what I'm putting on the TV. It's the Olympics.
Yeah, again, I would watch it if it just happens to be on somewhere I am. But when I'm sitting at home and I have the option to watch like, a TV show I'm really interested in, or YouTube videos that just came out that I don't want to watch, or the Olympics, I'm going to watch the other stuff or play a game or do something else. It's just that it's watching the Olympics is never going to be the priority for me. And there's always going to be other stuff I'd prefer to watch over it. So I just never end up sitting there and watching it. Again, if clips come up on TikTok, like I saw the backflip clip, I've seen a few like the snowboard races and stuff, and like it's cool to watch in like small bites, but I just can't sit down and watch it the whole time.
Okay, I got a question for you. This would be Summer Olympics, not Winter Olympics, but Olympics come to Melbourne. Prices aren't bad. Would you go? They're probably in your city. You don't even worry about accommodation. It's not like, let's say traffic's totally fine. Like it takes you 20 minutes
dude,
to get there.
the F1's coming in 2 weeks. I can walk to the track. I'm not going. Like,
I ever looked up prices out of curiosity? Because I'm sure it's fucking expensive.
No, I haven't. Oh, I can check at some point. I think if a friend invited me, I'd go. But I mean, I also just don't like going to things by myself like that often.
Sure.
I feel like I'd want to go with someone if I did. Maybe. I mean,
could I drag you to the Olympics?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Because it's
just
better
feel like
when I'm sharing the experience with someone. It's just that when I'm alone, I'd rather just do something that I also want to do.
Sure. I just feel like it's kind of like going to the World Cup. It's not a once in a lifetime opportunity, but like if it's in a place near you, it feels. I mean, F1 is every year, and it's in Melbourne every year. So like, if for whatever reason you're like, nah, actually I want to go, you can go. But like, if the Olympics came to Melbourne, they're not going to be in Melbourne every year. Hell, it'll probably take decades before they're back. Feels like such a like once in a lifetime thing.
Yeah.
No interest.
It's not that it's no interest. It's just it's not enough that it makes me jump at the opportunity. I don't know. I think I'm just like very laid back on a lot of things.
Okay.
Like I don't worry too much about missing out on things in general.
Well, I mean, yeah. That's fair. It's a fun experience. I can't remember. Did you ever ski or snowboard?
I've skied once in my life in Australia when I was 10.
I forget that there's mountains in Australia.
I mean, the Australian Olympic team is doing pretty well.
That's true. I'll throw this fun fact.
There's more than one mountain. The Great Australian Dividing Range is like a really long mountain range. It's not tall, but it's long. It's like really long.
Okay, I'll believe you.
Like it runs like the whole length of the north to south of the country.
But how often does it have snow?
It's definitely not year round, but
yeah. Wow, most places aren't. Anyways, oh yeah, I pulled up my phone for a reason. I found this earlier. It was kind of a misleading post because it was like, it just said first Olympic gold in the winter, or first winter Olympic gold for Australia. I thought that meant this year, and I was like, damn, it took Australia this long. I mean, it makes sense because you guys aren't a cold nation. It happened in 2002. Stephen John Bradbury was a short track speed skater, and I watched this video. I want to let you know he got gold because at the very end on a turn, everyone crashed except for him.
I think I've seen that clip.
Which is really funny. It's a weird thing of like, a gold is a gold. He didn't crash because he was at the back.
Hey, you take the win however you can.
You take the win. I mean, he's a pretty accomplished guy. He's won multiple Olympic records. He was also he also won Australia's first Winter Olympic medal at all, getting bronze in speed skating.
Cool.
But I just thought that part. I guess another question, or I guess like a drive for a lot of people.
I just want to back up my country. So the Alps in Europe are in length, not height, just length.
Yeah.
Is 1,200 kilometers from the source I can see. How long do you reckon the Australian ones are?
I mean, Australia's pretty big, and if it's ranging from one end to the other, you said 1.2 thousand kilometers.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say 5.
You overshot it a bit. It's 3.5k.
Okay. Wonder how long the Rockies are.
I'm gonna guess 3.
Time.
3. I guess on exact.
It's
4.8 kilometers. 3k
Ours
miles.
is bigger, baby.
I mean, yours also goes through Canada.
It does go through Canada. It's still the same mountain range.
How long does it go through just the US section?
I don't know, probably half of that.
The Canadian length is 1.4, which means the American length is probably 3.4. So about the same.
So pretty comparable. I wonder how big the Appalachians are.
We like talking about mountain ranges here. Subscribe for more mountain range content.
Subscribe for more mountain range content. Wow, that was not at all what I looked up. I said, how long are the Appalachian Mountains? And then it gave me the drive from Colorado to West Virginia, which is not at all the question. I didn't say how long. I got spot on. Till.
I gotta say,
wow, that.
My favorite Google search recently, not recently, but I've done this Google search a lot recently. It's like, so when I'm trying to figure out the time difference between me and you, or me and Alan for recording, for like when we're doing the 4 Idiots videos, I can use the world clock, but I sometimes just type in what's 10 p.m. in Germany, in Melbourne, just so I can see it quickly. Yeah. And instead of telling me the time, the Google AI overview will tell me how to calculate it for myself, rather than just giving me the information. So
instead of just doing it for you.
Yeah, it literally says do this plus A. I'm like, that's cool, man, but can you just tell me?
Cool, just tell me. The Appalachians are 3.3 kilometers, or 3.3 thousand.
3.3 kilometers long. Cool.
Yeah. I feel like one mountain only being 3 kilometers long, I don't know if that's big enough for a mountain.
No, I think that's way big. That's way too big for a mountain.
I mean, nah, but I feel like mountains are gotta be, like, one individual mountain's gotta be pretty wide, because if it's the tallest one in, like, the Rockies is, like, I know it in feet. Well, actually, I don't know that.
Okay, I typed in how wide is Mount Everest. The summit of Mount Everest is quite narrow, 3 meters. Helpful. Not what I wanted. Thanks, Google AI.
Mount Elbert in Colorado is 4,401 meters. It's gotta be wider than it is tall, I feel.
I guess it's what type of mountain you're talking about as well, because some mountains are more like sloped out, some are more like straight up.
I feel like we're so off topic here. I feel like they gotta be wider at a base, because if they're too tall, they're gonna like I guess be top heavy. I'm gonna look up this is hi, welcome to the podcast of Chad and Dan Googling things.
In terms of like geologically how you define a mountain, because there's like the mountain itself, then there's the foothills surrounding the mountain. If you're including the foothills in the width, then yes, it'll probably be wider, but it's not necessarily the same thing. Some mountains can't
I guess
some mountains can be very like sharp and steep, whereas some are more like laid out.
Yeah.
Or more like flat and have a lower incline.
Yeah, okay. I guess that's fair. I didn't get a good answer by Googling.
I typed in the question, are mountains more tall or wide? So it does say mountains are significantly wider than they are tall. While they are measured by their vertical height, their base often spans miles or tens of kilometers. Even the tallest mountains are broader than they are high. For example, Mount Everest stands about 8.8 kilometers tall, but the base is roughly 19.3 kilometers wide.
Yeah.
I just want to know what they mean by base, math, though.
Like it wouldn't. I guess that, if you get into the question of where does the base start and how does that count, then it might not be, but it's like feasibly you can hold a structure if it's going to be taller than it is wide.
I would assume it would be wider than tall, but I wouldn't think it'd be like, for some mountains, I wouldn't think it'd be like, like 5 times wider than tall.
Sure.
Because there are some like mountains that are quite sharp, like K2.
Yeah. I guess my last question on the Olympic debate to bring us back to where we were.
I want more mountain content, man. Let me keep going.
Yeah, we're the mountain podcast now.
Have you seen
I
Olympus
live
Mons?
in the mountains, so
Olympus
like
Mons
it's
is really
not
wide.
even. What?
Olympus Mons is really wide.
Okay.
It's the mountain of Mars. It's the tallest one in the universe or in the solar system.
How girthy is it?
Oh, it's real girthy.
Nice. Do you have a number, or were you just saying it?
I'm going to type in Olympus Mons of girth. No, let's not do that. Let's type in width.
Oh, God.
Olympus Mons is approximately around 600 kilometers wide.
Wow. That's quite large.
So it's roughly the size of France or the state of Arizona. As a mountain.
I love when... first of all, that is insane. Yeah. But I love when people... they give you the number, but then they give you the relative because, like, it's hard to visualize 600,000 kilometers because what else do you have to compare to?
It's also the tallest mountain in the solar system, it's roughly between 22 and 26 kilometers high. But because it's so wide, that means like the slope is like almost non-existent. So you can walk the whole entire. Well, I mean, we can't when no one's on Mars, but like if you could get there, theoretically, you could walk up it like relatively easily. It would just take as long as walking across all of France, which is not something I wish upon anyone. To be honest with you, no one wants that.
Not even about the distance, just being in France.
Exactly.
And Arizona's hot, although I guess it would simulate being on Mars. So,
yeah.
My last question for our Olympic debate is, I think another part of the fun often can be rooting for your country.
Yeah, agreed.
How much do you get into that aspect of it? Obviously, you're a proud Kiwi, and you're always fighting for, the New Zealand Kiwis.
We need to stop this joke. I'm sick of it. I'm Australian. Fuck off.
Not yet.
Get out of here.
I don't see that passport, baby.
I have lived in New Jersey longer than I lived in New Zealand. I might as well be rooting for America.
Also a win for me.
I'm not going to.
Damn it. Almost had you.
That's not happening.
Almost had you. How much pull do you think you get to watch something like the Olympics if like Australia is doing well in it, or just to root for Australia in general?
I think the only time I would tune into the Olympics is if it's the last event and Australia needs one medal to win the whole thing, and then I'd tune in for that. I'm happy that Australia is like doing well for a country that isn't perceived as being very good at winter events. I see the clips of like the people in our nation like winning and stuff, and I'm like, that's awesome. Apart from that,
where's Australia on this?
We're 11th right now.
They're 11th, which is kind of crazy considering like, you'd think Great Britain or Canada isn't as high as you guys.
No.
Oh, well, that's based on gold medals, not on amount of medals, which I think is what the Google does the initial count. Although it tends to be relative.
So okay,
you have more gold medals in Canada, which is insane.
Can I go into a rant about why the Olympics?
Go into a rant.
Is a bit odd to me. So there's two things about the Olympics I don't like very much. One is that depending on what country you are and how your country's done, they get ranked differently depending on. It's like there are some countries that rank based on the amount of goals, and there are some countries ranked based on the amount of medals. Period. There shouldn't be two different systems. There should be it should be very clear which country's first. Why don't they have a system that gold is 3 points, silver's 2, bronze is 1, and just add up the total from that?
That would make the most. That would make the most sense because looking at Google, it's like they put the Netherlands and Sweden above France, Germany, Austria because they have one more gold medal than them. But Netherlands, Sweden have 11 medals total. France and Germany have 15. Austria has 13. Japan has 17. They just don't have enough gold medals, and they're in 10th.
Exactly.
Even though they should be tied third.
Yep. So that's dumb. I can't remember which Olympics it was. I think it might have been the last one or the previous Summer Olympics before that, where it was America and China were both really high up. One of them had more gold medals and one of them had more overall medals. So the news coming out of each country is oh, we're winning the Olympics. It's no, you can't both be fucking winning. There should be a very clear, obvious situation here.
I feel like the Olympics has to have a way that it's set up where they determine, and then it's just the individual countries spinning it.
I'm sure that is the case, but whenever I see news about it, it's always individual countries showing the way that it makes it look the best for themselves, which I think is dumb. It would be like if in a football tournament, the team with the best goal difference said they were winning, but even though they hadn't won as many games, it's a bit odd. So that's one pet peeve I have. It's a small thing. It can't be fixed by just standardizing the way it's ranked. The other big issue I have, and this has always, ever since I knew how the Olympics worked, and I may be wrong, maybe it's changed, it's always baffled me that countries are allowed to send different amounts of athletes. Why can America send 300 and another country send 20, and it's somehow considered fair competition? I don't get that. It's stupid in my opinion.
I feel to some degree it's just about qualifying and because it's not you pick an amount. It's a certain amount of people qualify for the Olympics. If one country, you take a Caribbean country where the Jamaican bobsled team, I think that's all Jamaica has because there's no fucking snow there. It makes a lot of sense. Yep. Whereas we have more snow and also a lot of top athletic capabilities. So
my argument then would be either one, the rankings shouldn't be based on country. It should just be individuals in each sport. So it should be the person who won skiing is this guy because he got 5 gold medals. Not America won skiing because they got 7, but they also have 10 times the amount of skiers than all the other countries around them. Or 2, you average out the medals per the amount of people you have. So if Jamaica has one person in the Olympics versus America's 100, a 1 gold medal for Jamaica would be worth significantly more than a gold medal for America. You have to average it out and weighted medals based on that.
In that case, I feel a smaller country could feasibly win by rigging the system of just training the hell out of one sport to push for a gold medal in that one sport. One guy, they get the gold medal, and then they're we won because we have 100% completion rate because we didn't compete in anything else.
It's strategy. It's a big risk. It's a big strategy. It's always seemed weird to me that it's ranked by country, but countries can send different amounts of people, making it easier for some countries to pretty much always win no matter what.
Yeah, there's
no
classic thing of
underdog story. In the World Cup, it hasn't happened, but in the World Cup, there's a chance that Curacao could win it. It's not going to happen, but there's a chance. There's no chance in hell that they would ever win in the Olympics because,
sure.
One person's
the way
going to
I
win
see
many
the
events.
Olympics, I don't know how many people really care about which country wins the most amount of medals. look, if America wins the most amount of medals, I'll probably be like, woo. But like in the end, I don't really care. I don't necessarily know how many people are really counting it. I'm sure like the countries that win it for a little bit are like, oh, look at us. We won all these things. But I feel like it doesn't mean when you go, like when you go into the World Cup, the reigning World Cup champions are going to be like, oh, they're going to be talking about, oh, it's the reigning World Cup champions. It's like, you don't go into the next Olympics and go, the U.S. was the reigning Winter Olympic champions. Let's see what they can do this year. Because it's such an individual sport, you really count just like what the individuals do. It's just for like the countries to be like, oh, look at us. I will say my only argument against individual athletes and seeing like how they do some sports like swimming. Michael Phelps has a shit ton of medals. That's because he can compete in like 4 different competitions per summer because he just does a slightly different swimming stroke. And it's a whole other competition.
Yeah. No, I do fully agree with you with like the fact that I don't care about the country thing. That's why I said it was a small pet peeve. I'm just saying when they do have that system, it would make sense for it to be more fair in some way than the way they have it. I do agree that's why I said like my first solution would be like scrap the country thing. Obviously they can go there like representing their country, but like I think it should be more based upon like individual awards rather than the country as a whole. Like I don't think the top leaderboard should be, oh, this country has this many gold medals overall. It should be like, okay, in skiing, who was the best skier, the single best person in all of skiing? Who was the best bobslayer or bobsledding team? I think that's a more interesting way to like show, like when you type in the Winter Olympics like a leaderboard of medals, it just shows you the countries. I want to see the individual events with the people. I feel like that's the better way to do it, in my opinion.
Yeah, I would agree. It's a more accurate way of doing it. It is funny. I just noticed Norway like shot up because they have one guy that won 4, again, similar but slightly different cross-country skiing I don't know, competitions. It makes sense that one guy's winning all of them. If he's the best at one of them, why isn't he necessarily the best at all of them? Obviously, like there's differences between them, but I don't know how cross country skiing works in the Olympics. It could just be different races of like different lengths. So it's like, sure, if one guy's good at one of them, he's feasibly good at the rest of them.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think it's fun. I think, however, a good compromise for the both of us is to invent new Olympic sports.
Okay, trying to get me more interested.
Trying to get you more interested. Maybe, we get some stuff that maybe you would want to see more. I want to say it was last Summer Olympics. There was breakdancing. You famously had a person.
Yeah, definitely a
person. She exists.
Yeah.
I've written up some stuff. They're kind of thoughts. They aren't as thought out as they could be.
All right.
Mainly because I don't know. Well, I figured we'll come to a consensus here. I did realize I'm like, yeah, it's just all snow and ice based. But then also I started looking at the Olympics. I'm like, everything is snow and ice based. Because like you said, if it wasn't snow and ice based, it'd just simply be a summer sport.
Yep.
So my first start is a snowball fight akin to dodgeball.
That would be much more entertaining than
I think that would be awesome.
Agreed.
You can do different types of snowball fights. Like you can get multiple different categories. You get ones where it's just the blank field. There's snowballs in the middle. You like just dodgeball like. You can have one where you have to create your own snow. Maybe there's a bit of like build up time first. Maybe you get like 10 minutes. You can build fortifications. You could start like getting your snowballs together and you still kind of like have your own side each. Obviously in dodgeball, there's a catching element. I don't think catching really works in snowball fights because usually it just explodes. So maybe you come up with like a different form to kind of bring people back. Maybe you don't. I think this would be something fun. I have another note in that says Snow Fort Battle, and I think it's just another category of maybe there's almost it's another snowball fight, but it's maybe there's a really sweet like artisan crafted like giant snow castle, and you have to go around eliminating the opponents. And when you run out of ammo, you're just scooping the ground, make a little snowball, and you gotta hit someone with it. And you get cameras on all of them. You got cameras everywhere.
Yes, do that.
I think it'd be fun. Would you watch that?
Yeah. Don't know if I'd sit down and watch it. I'd watch the highlights afterwards.
Sure. Okay. Any notes? Anything you would add? Any adjustments?
I think more combat sport would be good fun. We can put some rocks in the snow, make it a little bit more dangerous.
You could put rocks in the snow. You could make them ice balls.
I think you could do a.
Do we have combat sports we have wrestling in Summer Olympics?
I think
right?
so. Yeah, I think so.
Snow wrestling.
I just mean more like team on team fighting sports, because a lot of Olympic sports are like you're kind of competing against yourself a lot of the time. Like there are usually other people around you doing the same thing, but you're usually just against yourself. More team on team action. Like why can't we have like a knockout snowball tournament? That'd be cool. Or like what about a variant where you have two either experience, I guess snowboard rather than skiers, because skiers need your hands for the poles, whatever the fuck they're called.
I mean, you don't necessarily need to have poles.
No, but let's just say you have a snowball fight on snowboards. So they start at the top of a mountain and they have to get to the bottom without getting hit and also without falling off their snowboard. And the first person down to the bottom without getting taken out by other opponents wins. So you can play it smart. You can play it like safe. Just try and get down there fast, evade, or you can try and actively take other people out. Maybe get points for taking people out,
Yeah.
At
you
one
get
point,
points for how long you last and how many people you take out. So maybe your goal is just, I'm going to take out 4 people and maybe I get knocked out, but like that's 4 points right there.
That's a strategy, yeah.
Maybe, there's some strategy to it. Like, maybe your strategy is just, I'm just going to fucking hide out and hopefully get the last kill and then get some decent points. I did actually have a note in here, extreme paintball, with the idea of like, maybe it's paintball, maybe it's a snowball fight, kind of whatever works. But like, I think it'd be really cool. Paintball, the only issue with paintball is you need a large distance, but you get like a massive bowl, which in skiing is usually, instead of it just being like a fixed trail, it's usually just a big area that all meets at one spot. And so you can kind of go wherever you want. You do that, everyone starts at the top and they ski down. And then the goal is to get to the bottom without being eliminated, and while also eliminating people. And every time you go down, you're trying to hit people. Maybe it's with a paintball, maybe it's with like a snowball. There's some variance here. And then when you get down to the bottom, you're safe. You go up the lift, you get ready for the next round, and it's multiple rounds. And then it's almost a battle royale here. You slowly make the bowl smaller and smaller and smaller, so that
you're saying bowl, right? Like a bowl. Okay, because it sounds
like a bowl.
You keep
BOWL.
Yeah, you pronounce it, at least to me, you pronounce it like the animal bull.
Bull. That's how Americans pronounce it. How do you want me to say
I've never picked that up before.
I don't know. It's a bowl.
There's a slight difference, but what do you like? Obviously, once you explained it, I understood. But the first time you said it, I was like, "What do you mean? There's a bull? why is there a random male cow?
There's just one. Like, there's just a bison on the field.
Yeah,
it's not related to anything. It's just there. But they also chilling. It's not on accident. It's there. Dan, what do you think about extreme snowboard paintball / snowball fight?
Yeah, I think it would work.
What would you prefer, snowball or paintball?
Snowball probably.
I think I prefer paintball only because then
I think paintball takes it away from it being a winter sport. It feels too like gamey.
My comparison to it being a winter sport is the biathlon in skiing. Is you do a bunch of cross country skiing, and then, have you seen this before? Does this ring any bells?
No.
You cross country ski, you have a gun on your back, and then you get to a location, get down, and you have to shoot a bunch of targets and then continue skiing.
What the fuck?
I'm not kidding.
Right.
It's a sport. It's just the biathlon. I don't know where they became related or how it happened.
So you ski, stop, shoot, then ski.
Yeah.
So okay. that doesn't feel like a sport to me. It feels like, oh, they went like, okay, we have shooting in the Summer Olympics and skiing. Let's combine them, but not actually combine them, because you're skiing, then stopping the skiing part of it to shoot. Like, why can't they? Yeah. They should shoot the targets while skiing, while they're moving. That's how it should be done.
So I do have a note in there of like combining the biathlon into one thing. While you're going down, you have targets that you're trying to hit.
So much better.
And it's a combined score of your accuracy on the targets and your speed going down.
Yes, that makes so much more sense. What the fuck are they doing in the Olympics?
That'd be awesome.
Helly?
I honestly, I think because it's the Winter Olympics, there's only so many things that you can really do that you couldn't do in the summer. And so they were like, we just gotta add this. I'm sure there's a history behind the biathlon that makes a lot more sense. But I'm not a professional. I don't know about it. So we're going to assume that there's not.
Fair.
And they just need to add to it.
Yep. All right.
Yeah, I had a lot of things. I had skeleton shooting, which, do you know skeleton?
No.
It's one of the like bobsled-esque things. So there's bobsled, which is a team of 4 people and a big sled. Luge is 1 or 2 people lying on their backs. Luge is weird because when it's 2 people, it's just one person lies on top of another person.
Yeah.
I guess. They don't have skeleton going the same way. Skeleton is belly down, head first. I want the shooting version of skeleton, where you're going down, but also you have targets to hit. Logistically, does not make sense. However, it'd be pretty sweet.
Now, here's another event that logistically would make no sense at all, but would make for the best TV television. So, you have a team of... you have multiple different, like, people on snowboards or skis starting at the top of a mountain, and you have a man-made avalanche, and they have to outrun it. And
okay, I'm here for it.
Whoever wins gets the gold. Whoever survives, you know?
Whoever wins gets the gold and also gets to go home.
Exactly, yeah.
I mean, you could fish people out of an avalanche. Yeah. They don't have to. I mean, morally, they probably have to, but like...
Also, like, is climbing a sport in the regular Olympics?
Oh, I don't know.
Because if so, it might have just become... why? I know it's extremely dangerous, but let's make ice pick climbing a sport in the Winter Olympics, man. Why not?
Okay, actually, that is a good point, because sport climbing is going to be introduced in the 2028 Summer Olympics.
Yeah, let's get ice pick climbing.
I think because ice climbing is a legitimate sport and activity. Yep. Put it in 2030.
Ridiculously difficult, but fuck it. Why not?
Yeah. Another kind of spin-off of the Summer Olympics, you have indoor volleyball and you have beach volleyball.
Snow volleyball?
Snow volleyball.
Yeah,
why not?
as long as
here's the question: are we still putting them in?
Yeah, of course.
I was like, we're still putting them in barely any clothes. That goes for men and women, by the way.
Beach outfits, yeah, like bikinis and board shorts for sure. Absolutely.
So it's a question of, the first couple rounds, it's just mostly normal. I feel like the snow and the sand kind of slow you down in a similar way. Yeah. And then it's just a question of how much can you withstand the cold?
Yeah, it's battling hypothermia.
And how will that affect your ability? Yeah, you're battling hypothermia for the win. And they're checking on you. They're gonna make sure you don't die. But also, if you have to like go out, you're done.
Yeah, how about like each point they give you a piece of clothing?
True. And then if you lose the point, they take the clothing away. So if you're on like a hot streak, you could very quickly catch up and like beat them. But if you're on a cold streak, you're cold.
I also think you mentioned kind of like a sort of like a battle royale thing with the skiing before. I think we should just bring the Hunger Games to the Olympics in its glory. Like,
you're right.
Take them to like a snowy, like a winter, like area, like a tundra or something, where there's like snow, some trees, some wildlife. Block off like 5 kilometers circumference or some shit.
Sure.
Lock one competitor from each country in there. They don't have to kill each other. We won't go that far, but they have to at least like tag. Like
they have to eliminate.
You have to eliminate. You know how like in when you play like rugby or football at school, you can do like tag rugby or tag football. Where you
sure, yeah, it's like flag football.
You do that sort of thing, and have just like they have to they can use snowballs. They can build forts. They can camouflage. Just do some shit like that, man.
That would be pretty sweet.
And each person is required to wear a GoPro so you can see their perspectives.
Sure, yeah, you get to film all of them, which is good. An alternative is you do the Hunger Games, so same concept. They do kill each other, and we just elect politicians from every country, and they have to do it.
Yeah.
Typically, if anything, you're rooting against your country because the politician you're electing, you want to die.
Honestly, I've never understood. We're gonna get into some real deep political talk right now. I've never understood that why politicians who are the ones that are making the laws and deciding about the wars and stuff aren't the ones that fight. If America wants the truth, if America wants to fight fucking Iran, Trump should just fight. I don't know who's in charge of Iran, but Trump should just fight him in a boxing ring, man. Go for it, like have some fun.
True. It's like when Elon Musk was like, "Yo, Zuckerberg, let's fight." Duke it out. And then Zuckerberg was like, yeah, sure. And then posted videos of him training. And Elon was like, actually, I never really wanted to do that. I was just lying. Just like that with politicians. I have another note that is figure skiing. So you know how you get like figure skating, the more art version of it?
Yeah.
Do that with skiing. I think they maybe even used to do that.
Yeah, I feel that would kind of work.
Like, I'm not working, like, yeah, ski ballet was in the 80s an actual Olympic sport.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Bring it back.
Moving back to a more logistically odd but fun sport. Let's Mr. Beastify the Olympics, right? So we have a giant ice lake, and the goal is that at the middle of the ice lake there is a prize, say $1 million, but also like the medals, and you have to walk to the middle of the lake. But of course, it's fragile. The ice may crack, so you got to come up with a good strategy to get to the middle, not only quickly but safely. And if you fall, well, good luck.
Sucks.
Yeah.
Question: is everyone going at the same time?
Yes.
Okay, so it's also there can also be defense and offense.
Yeah, because there's pressure from the competition, because if you go too slow, someone else might beat you to it. But you can also just sabotage someone else. You can pick up a rock and just shield and throw it at someone to hopefully break their ice,
Okay.
I feel like it makes sense.
That could be fun.
Yeah, why not?
It's just introducing battle royales to everything.
I think battle royale is a more fun form of sport. That's all I'm gonna say.
It's a fun form of competition. There's pressure, there's time pressure, there's an elimination aspect to it. Like it's a fun thing. Bring battle royales to the Olympics.
Yes,
look, the Olympics, actually, you know what? I don't know this. I don't know if I should say this. I'm going to go on the assumption the Olympics back in like Greek times probably did have fighting in it.
Yes, 100%.
Like they had gladiator battles and probably fighting tigers and shit. Or something. Again,
at least wrestling,
expert, but assume I am. At least wrestling, which I do think is in the Olympics. I do think more like combat sports would be kind of fun because they're done. Like the UFC is incredibly popular. I feel like throwing that in the Olympics could be interesting, especially if you had like weird different regulations. You have to find these people who got used to one way of fighting to like. Obviously, it's not a different style of fighting, but like maybe they have harsher regulations, so you have to like figure out how to get around that. Could be fun.
Yeah, I just think, like I mentioned earlier, a lot of Olympic sports are people competing against themselves, which on one hand gives you like arguably the peak performance of people because they just get to do their thing.
Sure.
But at the same time, I like seeing people go at it. I like a bit of fight.
Sure.
I like some real competition.
Are fun.
Yeah.
Like curling.
See now, if curling was a sport where when one person's curling, the other team can like try and fuck them up, that's a bit more interesting.
I mean, technically speaking, you can do that in curling because you can hit like each other's stones.
No, I mean like I want someone to come in and punch the guy curling.
Oh, okay. So there's offensive and defensive while you're curling.
Yes, exactly.
You can fight with the brooms.
Honestly, let's get rid of all the fucking weird shit on the ground. Let's just fight with brooms on the ice.
Let's just fight.
Go for it, man.
Okay, ice fencing would be incredibly entertaining to watch.
Oh my god!
Because there's no way it would be
on ice
good.
skates on an ice lake.
Yes, ice jousting.
Ice jousting. Perfect.
Okay, that'd be sweet. You can get like huskies and like a sled.
Yeah.
And then you joust.
And ice skates can be another just version of the same thing.
Ice skates can be like a smaller version of it.
I think these ideas are better than any of the events that are already in there.
I think we're on to something.
Yeah.
We should trademark all of this so that when it comes to fruition, because obviously it will, we'll make $1 million.
For sure. I also think there should be some more like creative events. We talked about how like figure skating and stuff is like more creative. Why can't we just have like a snowman building competition?
I think it'd be fun. It's not really a top athletic thing, but also
no, it
not
is.
all the people in
it's
the
based on speed. You got to do it fast.
Oh, so it's a speed. Okay, I'm okay with that.
How about you got to build a snowman, then you got to carry the snowman while you're snowboarding down a mountain and place him at the bottom without him breaking.
Okay, now we're in.
Yeah.
Or it goes back to the snowball fight. You got to build you have a certain amount of time to build a snowman. You get points for height, and then you get points for how sturdy it is. So people throw snowballs at it, and I don't know, however many snowballs it takes to like knock it down. You also get points for that. So it's kind of a, because obviously if you made like a really small thing, it won't get knocked down. But if you make like, but you won't get as many points because it's not as tall. And then if you make a really tall thing, but it gets knocked down easily, then it's like you're kind of trading.
Yeah.
Something along those lines, kind of a art versus sturdy aspect.
Or there's people just building snowmen, but while the snowmen are being built, other teams can sabotage them by throwing snowballs at the snowmen to try and like mess them up.
Offensive and defensive snowman creation.
Yeah.
Could be cool.
I just think we need more fighting, realistically.
I think we just want fighting. I think there's just a primal urge in us that wants fighting.
Yes. Exactly.
Yeah. Well, guys, I think we've solved the Olympics. Not that they needed solving, but we solved them.
No, I think they did need solving. Now, my question is: there's a Summer Olympics, there's a Winter Olympics. Why is there no Fall Olympics?
True.
And I say fall.
It's an Olympics, but
I say fall.
It's purely based off of skydiving.
That's what I'm saying. I would say autumn normally, but because autumn is the name of the season. I mean, like, there should be an Olympics where the only events is people falling from different things.
Yeah.
So
diving,
skydiving, abseiling, cave diving.
Okay. Yep.
We got that guy who jumped from space one time for Red Bull. Just do that a bunch more.
That's a sport. Just do that a bunch of times.
We take someone to the Russian super deep borehole that goes like 12 kilometers into the earth. It's not wide enough for a human, but we can figure that out later and just drop someone in, see how far they go.
Yep.
We have someone fall emotionally, just destroy them, have their girlfriend cheat on them during the competition. I don't know.
The other end is trying to get someone to fall for you.
In love, yes.
Which clearly is not hard at the Olympic Village because of the amount of condoms that they've gone through.
Yeah, it's a lot.
And then we make a Spring Olympics that is all spring-related sports.
Yeah, it's a bunch of jumping because they have to, spring.
Yeah, it's a bunch of jumping because they got a spring. Yeah.
Yeah, Tigger,
they
the
got
tiger's the
springs
mascot
on their shoes. Yeah.
Or the lamp from the dream. No, what's the
from
movies
Pixar.
From Pixar? Yeah,
Pixar. Yeah.
Get the lamp from there. Yeah, that makes sense.
Dan, I think we have a new business venture.
Yeah, making new Olympics that are better than the Olympics.
That are better and bigger with none of the budget of the actual Olympics.
I think I mentioned it last episode, right? I think the Olympics would be significantly more fun to watch if instead of the best athletes in the world, it was just random people they picked from each country.
I have always loved the idea of like throw a random person in there, and if they get anything but last, they get a shit ton of money.
Yeah. Or we just have
it's like a lottery.
Like every 10 years we have a worldwide Olympics where you know, there are 2 people from each country picked for each event. Like 1 man, 1 woman from each country for each event are picked, and just let them go. It's just like a random lottery
And it's
draw. Like,
randomized.
you got called up, mate. You got to go fucking shoot some birds now or some shit. You gotta go ice climb. Have fun.
Yeah.
It's like
The
some
thing is,
300-pound dude.
Yeah, I think someone could win purely off of there are some events that have like DNFs, and then all you have to do is get the average person to not do that.
Yeah, I mean, you talked about the first Australian gold medal was won because a guy was at the back of the pack in ice skating and everyone fell over.
So it's
Could just be that.
possible.
Yeah.
It's possible. Yeah. Well, I think we've solved it, Dan. If you guys have any other Winter Olympic sports that you want to see or add, drop them in the comments below. If there's anything you want to see from us in general,
let us know. And if you want to see Chad and I apply for the next Olympics, leave a like, because we will. And tell us what sport we should apply for. You know, because I don't know what I'd do.
Yeah, what should we do? It's a good question, because I don't know either. All right, well.
Let us know.
Have a good one, everyone.
See you guys. Peace.
Bye.